All right. Welcome to Talk and Talk. Is this your first time
With
for
with
immersion?
you is my first time, but
What is it on the platform?
in platform I think 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay, great. All right. Well, we are live now, so I would like to start off by saying that my name is Jared. I'm 25 years old. I I live in the U.S. And the state I live in is also Texas. I'm married. I have a dog. And my professional work is IT. What about you, Lucas?
I'm Lucas. I am 31 years old. I have a son. He is 4 years old. So I have a dog too, and I work with IT too. I'm a software engineer here in Brazil. So specifically in Salvador, Bahia. And I started Talk and Talk 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago to practice my English because uh is is necessary for my job, my work.
All right. Thank you. Now we're going to be this topic is about public libraries and in the digital age. And I came up with this topic because I was interested on uh like how libraries have adapted over time. When I was younger, libraries were the place to be for all research. Uh, nowadays, it's you can find a lot of stuff online through ordering books or renting. Um, and I was wondering, I was going to talk about how libraries have changed to adapt to new technology over time. And we'll be starting with the first question, which is, when was the last time you physically visited a public library? What did you use it for? Well, last time I went to a public library, I was 18 years old. I That was 7 years ago, perhaps. And I went there just to look for a book that I needed for research in my high school. It was my senior year in high school, and I was looking through all the books and looking around, and I couldn't find the book I was looking for. Um, so I had to go look somewhere else. But that was the last time I went to a public library. I used it for what it's known for, which is looking for books. Yeah. So it's what about you, Lucas?
I think last time that I visited a public library was 5 years ago in the university, before the pandemic about the COVID. Uh, in my undergraduation, I well, I think every month I was at the library to get some book to study about my undergraduation of computer science. So since I finish, I never go back to a library, but I will talk about this in the next questions. But is because we had digital readers like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Nowadays, if I can get a Kindle e-reader and I can just find any book I'm looking for through Amazon. So yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, that's usually now the common place to get a book, though. You can get like a sometimes just a subscription and check out like free books, kind of like a library. You don't even have to go drive and go out for it. It's all available online. Um, yeah. So the next question here is: with the internet, ebooks, and large online retailers, are physical libraries become obsolete, or are they more important than ever? I Physical libraries do hold value, not just because they provide physical books, but also because they provide a lot of historical value. They're they're becoming more like historical sites. Um, Gives reminds people of a time um, that it's it was necessary to go seek out a place for information as a resource. Um, People have become more appreciative of libraries because of its physical aspect. People like to have that physical book to turn the pages and read the contents and flip through it a lot easier, while instead of staring at a screen that might cause straining on the eyes. People like to have the physical books um, to take home, and they libraries tend to be very cheap, or there's no pay at all just to rent out a book. And there's a variety of resources of every genre available, so they do have their use. I don't think they would ever permanently go away, even with the internet and ebooks. What do you think, Lucas?
Okay. Uh, t- Let me think. Uh, Maybe libraries become obsolete or not. Let me think. Uh, i- it's a fact that the people uh, isn't go to library like 10 years ago, uh, just because I think it's like when you watch a movie in 50 50 years ago. You go to some store, you can buy a move, or you can rent a move and go back to your home. So you need uh you need to to prepare. So I think libraries can be something about this. So I need study, or I need read about let me see, about car. So historical about car. So instead, I will go to the library to get or a book about it. About this, I can instantly search in the Google, buy a digital book. So because this library become obsolete. But I think when we teenagers, so we need to socialize, or you need to help, you need to ask someone to help about some learning. Library, it's a good place to do this. It's a generally a place with no noise, with perfection to study, to help someone to learn something new. Uh, so it's not all obsolete, but some activities will use more, and some another activities will not use anymore, like study alone. But I have some friends that like to study in library with their own books, put in your bag and walk to the library to study because the environment it's it's a good environment. You know?
Yeah, I agree. And it's like you said, they're generally quiet.
Yeah.
It feels like a good, safe space and good way to focus on just reading a book and just sitting down, just relaxing. And also, a lot of times with the librarians that manage the library, that you can go up to them for any question, and they'll help the best way they can, pointing towards resources, um, like the type of genre, anything that you like. The librarians are usually very passionate about books, and they have a wide variety of uh, knowledge on different subjects. So it's great to go to a library, and I don't think that it's ever going to be obsolete with that. The next question is, what do you see as the most critical service a modern library provides? E.g., free access to books, internet computer access, community classes, a safe public space. Um, the most critical um, aspect of critical service of a library is to provide not only books, but provide books of every level and every type of genre. Um, Stuff like that could be children's books for younger audiences. It could be books for teenagers, books for people in university. It could be books that talk about very sensitive subjects. Um, could be scary books. I think it's just having that variety and having space where the books are tend to be unfiltered. It could be uh, a very gruesome, straight to the point book, or it could be a very safe and gentle reading of a book. So I like that they provide that service. Um, and not only do they provide book service, but also important documents. They have free computer access for people who can't afford internet or couldn't afford a good computer. Um, it's I don't think I think that those critical services that libraries provide are essential um, for everyone. What do you think, Lucas?
Okay. Uh, I think maybe there aren't one critical service, but a set of of a set of critical services. Like you saw, uh, some some free access books, the categories of books that you can support all ages, all interests, all topics. So you can you have children's, teenagers, old men. So you can need have books about biology, about maths, about mechanics, about engineer. So I think it's like a drugstore. You need uh, you need the books, but you can't have the all the books of the world. But you need to the maybe if you a space to collect the info about the books it's interested by the readers. I think this is most critical, but uh, internet connection or computer access free to the user are another critical service. Maybe not too easy to the user all the time, but to do a simple and fast search. I don't remember about this book, so I need to search something. I think this is good because I don't need get my smartphone to do this search, so I will be distracted about my any apps that I have in a smartphone. So because this, I think that the computer access in the library is necessary. So, but in the last, but uh, a safe public. So, né, uh, if you have a space that is open for everyone, you need to certify that the reader are reader and not a vandal or another type of person that will enter to the library and make noise or something else. So you need to certify that the person is a reader, a student, a person that wants to use the library as a library. I
It's
think it's this.
very ver- very well said. Um, I I appreciate like you said those safe spaces for libraries and um with and I the libraries do tend to have these websites that you can usually log into their own computers and go to their website and you can search up different stuff about books, giving you brief summary or information. Um, there's ways that the library can still incorporate new technology and libraries still have this function. It doesn't like there's no way I could think that the internet and ebooks could replace libraries completely because libraries have evolved with modern times in many ways. Um, and yeah, that's good on that question.
I agree.
Next question would be
Number
libraries
four.
are libraries are one of the few public spaces where people can exist without being expected to buy something. How important is it to preserve these non-commercial spaces? Um, I do uh preserving these spaces are important because it libraries are not distracting. Everything you like focusing on studying is libraries is much easier than using a electronic device or computer because there's a bunch of pop-ups on computers and devices that kind of distract the reader from continuing to read their documents or books. Libraries are quiet. Um, it's it's calm. No one's coming out of the side saying, "Please buy my product," or "Oh, you got all these messages to you need to read them on your phone." Like libraries are just very like all you do is just mute your phone and just be in the library and just read and sometimes you can get very immersed within the books within the library. I remember one time when I was reading, I was I was looking at this book and I was going through so many pages and time was passing by. It was like an hour and 2 hours later. time kept going. If I looked at the time, I was like, whoa, I didn't know this much time passed because I was so immersed in that book because there's nothing distracting in libraries. They're built to be very calm, quiet places. It's very, I privilege, I think it's important to preserve those spaces. What do you think, Lucas?
I agree with you. Uh, I think maybe like libraries. I don't know. I try to remember another place that we need to preserve too. Uh, but I don't remember. So I will focus on the library. Uh, I think i- there there are persons, there are people. Some people that there are a cat local in your home to stir. But some people uh maybe don't have because have a I don't know, some persons in your home that make noise, or maybe some persons need to go out from your home to read, to study. So that the library, it's a good a good place to study. Uh, Here in Salvador, I see many people in library to study. Uh, Inclusive no students. So the people that no have graduation, or isn't in a university, but go to the library to study alone uh by himself, to principally focus in I don't know how to say, but this is in Brazil we have to get a job in the public departments. We need to make a exam. It's named concurso. But if you get if you are the best of the another candidates, so you get the job. It's maybe like this, an exam. So some people here in Salvador go to the public library to study about this exams. Uh, but uh, I can't explain with more arguments why I need to preserve this non-commercial space. But I think every non-commercial space is good because you are you is I don't know, is making good for people that de- depends from these spaces. You know, like a park. So you go to in big city, you don't have uh, green areas with trees. So in the park, you can found this. So I think it's necessary this space be maintained and free for everyone. Uh, I think it's this all.
Yeah, I agree. It's very important to preserve it. And um, this next question is, how do you feel about the role of libraries as social support centers, e.g., providing resources for marginalized populations, job seeking help, or literacy classes? It's very I'm glad that those resources and can be provided to everyone that comes in for into the library. Because some people grew up with unfortunate circumstances where they they had to drop out of school. Um, Perhaps they lost their jobs and it's struggling. Perhaps it's any other circumstance. Like libraries are a great place to bring people out of a bad situation, put them up into a better one. Um, and the things things well, life and jobs and the market could change rapidly. The thing that should always remain the same is for libraries to provide resources and for everyone. I think that's the most important thing. What do you think, Lucas?
Uh, I agree with with you again. Uh, Maybe I suggest about the separated physical local. It's not necessary in the same local. The library can provide this uh, these supports, but like uh, a person that or a person or maybe I don't know. Um, Let me see. Not physically, but support with direct these people, so the right sector that can do this. Let me explain better. Here we have some build about uh, social uh, social assistant. It's a public secretary that help people that doesn't house. Uh, it's living in street. So I think the library can direct these people to the social assistant. Uh, so can link to agencies that help persons that lost your jobs, uh, can link to let me see, uh, if I don't know, some secretaries in the city, secretaries, public secretaries, about to support child child that does hasn't that hasn't father and mother. I think is often children. So I think the library can be the linked to this place that has their own responsibility. So maybe like when you go to a, I don't know, a big builder, so you enter in the first part and you go to the balcony. I don't know, in the check-in, so the person you direct to where you need to, what which room you need to go. But in this case, in the library, you inform you the cell phone, in the address where you need to go to be the receive this support. You know, maybe I think this this way to structure to the library help, because here in Brazil we have some secretaries uh, in each city to do these things, you know. So the library can just link. I saw in each city, but maybe only in big or medium cities. Maybe small cities doesn't have this support because maybe doesn't have people in many people in this situation, or maybe the city hasn't money, public money to do these actions, you know.
Mhm. I get what you're saying. Um, I, it's it's like for orphans, it's a wonderful place for them to get anything to help them bring themselves up to uh, a better life. Um, sometimes if they want to finish school and they want to go study somewhere, orphans going to a library is a fantastic place, um, and it can help them bring them to study for university and anything beyond that. Is it's not just a place for books; it's a place to help community and build community. I appreciate those. Um, this next question is, should libraries primarily focus on books and literacy, or should they expand to become broader community hubs, media labs, and technology centers? I would, in my opinion, I believe that libraries should expand and adopt new technology. However, they do need to keep that original vision of a place for learning. If it becomes to the point where, like I said before, there are too many distractions due to commercialization, it would ruin the whole aspect of, uh, of a good, quiet space, library. Um, there's a way you can balance it. I'm having maybe the library have a separate area where there's a lot more lab or technology focus, while the other side can be a quiet book reading hub for the community. There's different ways that can be adopted, and there's ways for libraries to evolve with time. What do you think, Lucas?
Uh, I agree with you. Uh, I think if the library focus only in literacy or books, uh, maybe become obsolete. So I think it's necessary to expand to new technologies, the new medias, obviously in separated spaces. So a building with a room to the books, a room with computers. Uh, if let me see, a place to talk with another persons, a reserved place to eat your own food. Uh, maybe I don't know. Try something new to attract the people to the library and don't let the library die.
Yeah, I agree, and um, there should be steps to prevent a library to be obsolete. Um, this next question is, what is your stance on challenges to books or materials? Who should have the final say on what content is available in a public library, professional librarians, community groups, or government bodies? I I believe that the community should have the final say due to the fact that it's the community that would be going to the library to to get those books and resources. If the library is not fitting for the community, um, and then it's just gonna be on the side, kind of rotting and become obsolete. Um, the community should come up with what types of books, what type of genres, um, how deep the topics go, um, in certain subjects. I think a professional librarian should have a say, but I think it's when it comes down to it, community is the most important part. Governmental bodies shouldn't should not have that much say into what's put into the library due to biases from governmental bias on the content. With the community, you can have a wide range of opinions and ideas and people from different backgrounds to provide input and to make it uh, de decrease the chance of having censored books because it doesn't fit someone's values. You need to have everyone's input to find the best way to fit the values and um, vision of what the community wants in a library. What do you think, Lucas?
Uh, I think the in the library, the community groups or maybe survey inside the library to get some recommendations, some feedbacks. I think is very good and works well. Uh, but I think and I agree if the government reserve some uh, suggest or put some book here too. But I think if I divide the slots of the library in five, the government chose one, but the community chose four. You know the power is of the community groups, not of the government. But the government can put your books, but a minimum of possible. uh, but if a public library supported by a private company, I think is the same rules. The owner suggests one, and the reader, the public groups, the community groups will suggest the another four books for each five books. Because when you don't get the opinion about the reader, about the users, I think use maybe the user will not go to the library, because if there are interesting books, so I will don't go to this library. Uh, I think it's this. What's the old challenge? Uh, Let me think about the challenge. We talked about this in the question is you provide the exactly set of books that the readers will ask for. So I think this is the most challenge about a library. Uh, so I remember when as I was a teenager, so the library was bought uh 20 books of some context, some title, and one book or two book are not other title. But ever everyone wants to get the book that has two examples, two sample only in the library, and the book that has 20 samples. No one wants to read, so it was not a good choice to buy these books. Uh, that's all, I think.
All right. Well, thank you. I libraries. I think what you said about government bodies could be important. Um, because maybe governments don't have too much say, but maybe they should provide stuff like regulations and laws, tax codes, stuff like that could be provided to the library because that's pretty important. But as for books on casual reading or historical books, um, novels, all those scientific books, all that should be based on professionals and community to provide. Yeah. That concludes all the questions. Lucas, what do you think about the topic today?
Uh, about the theme and the talk in general. Okay. Uh, the theme was good. I think you when we talk about the the things that is good for everyone, I think is good for us. Like a library is a service that help people that need some books that they can't buy. They need study, but they don't have a cat place to study. So I think was a good theme. And the conversation was good. I have pay more attention because with our native, it's common we we get a hard conversation, but I think the practice it's necessary to be fluent to to uh, 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 I'm sorry, uh, to win it f- I know to get the goal that is is talk fluently, you know.
Well, thank you
This
so much for coming to this immersion. I appreciate your answers, and I hope that my me being a native English speaker is not intimidating in any way. I try to I'm just uh, a student like everyone else. I'm not a teacher. I'm not certified as a teacher. I'm just here to have a casual conversation. And if you want to come back to my next immersion, it's at the same time next week. And I hope you have a great evening. Okay,
okay.
take care.
Bye bye.